This is the Action Movie Guys podcast, bringing you action movie reviews from across the decades, plus box office numbers and insight like never before. And now, your hosts of the Action Movie Guys podcast, Alex and Nate.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode number 262 of the Action Movie Guys podcast. I'm your host, Nate, and this is my co-host,
Alex Figueroa.
And on this episode, we are beginning a new month, a new theme this month. We are in June, and with June, we're coming with some monster movies, but not horror. We're doing the films that feature the classic Universal monster characters in action format. So we're kicking it off with a monster mash because we got vampires in this. We got Frankensteins. We got werewolves. We got Dr. Jekyll. I'm talking about a little movie from 2004 called Van Helsing now. Alex, personally, you know how I feel about this movie. I kind of know how you feel about this movie, but let's let the audience know, when's the last time you watched this movie?
When I got it in 4K, that's when I brought it. Other than that, I didn't see this in the theater. I remember watching it somewhere, and I was like, I was in love.
I was like, wow. Went to a buddy's house, and you're like, this movie's great.
I did. I was like, yo, this Van Helsing thing is the chain off the meat rack, whatever you want to call it, boys. But I was like, this thing has some action stakes. Now it's a little different once you throw the Action Movie Guys scores up in here. So, with that said, I enjoyed it the first time.
Okay.
Now I'm about to hit it with some scores.
I saw this movie in the theater in 2004 when I was 17. I'll never forget, I had a friend walk out. I went with my cousin and a couple of friends, and one of the friends leaned over and said, if X happens, I'm going to get up and leave. And X happened, and he got up and left, and we didn't see him again for the rest of the day. I don't know where he went. He went to get ice cream or something. I don't know. He didn't see the whole movie. And I didn't like it when I was 17. I watched it again maybe 10 years later on TV. Didn't like it that time either. But now, every 10 years I watch this movie, you never know. Your tastes change, right? Maybe maybe growing up, you don't like a food. But then you eat and you're like, what was I thinking? This food's delicious. So, I gave it another shot. Here's my third time seeing this movie. I got it on 4K just for this review. Also, I got it for like $6 used, so I didn't feel that bad about it. But before we get into it, let's give some Rotten Tomatoes scores for this bad boy. This is a 24% critics score on the old Rotten Tomatoes and a 57% audience score. So one of them is significantly higher, but neither one of them is considered fresh, according to Rotten Tomatoes. Thoughts?
I could see those scores. I mean, 24%. I could see. I mean, it's movies like this, and I know we're going to be doing a lot of these type of movies for the past 4 weeks now. We already know it's going to be below 40s.
Probably every time.
I guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you might be right. I haven't looked ahead. I get the scores the day of, so you might be right, though. All right. For me, not surprising either. Now, this is, of course, written and directed by Stephen Sommers, who did the first two Mummy films, which we liked. Oh. Well, I love the first one. The second one was the watchable crap. He wrote and directed this. So, Alex, you get to go first, my friend. You haven't gotten to go first in a couple of weeks now. And you get to tell us about our lead character, one Mr. Van Helsing. Although they changed his first name. I think it's Gabriel in this movie.
Gabriel.
It's Abraham in the old Dracula movies, but whatever. This is Gabriel Van Helsing, played by Hugh Jackman. What did you think?
All right. So when it comes to, I think Hugh Jackman was good in the role. I thought he was good. I thought he was a Van Helsing. I was like, okay, if you're going to have someone play Van Helsing, I think Hugh Jackman could fit the role. He looked pretty good with the long hair. And I was like, all right, cool. Oh, man. I ain't like this character in the movie. And he was like, I don't know where we were going with. We already knew him as this professor, right? He's a professor that pretty much studies character. I mean, not character, studies the phenomena of vampires, the werewolves. This dude is all up in it. This dude is first of all, he's like Wolverine, right? He has his mind is wiped. Yeah. He can't get his memory back. And Dracula knows who he is because he's the one that killed him in battle. And I'm like, what is going on here? I didn't like it. I didn't like the character. I kind of started to go, I don't like it. But I thought I needed more like Sherlock Holmes with Van Helsing. We didn't get that style of detective. We got the action side, but we didn't get the scientific guy side. Him opening up the bag, him getting some of these gadgets ooze of a vampire blood or something. And he's like, let me get something and
Tail
figure out.
Of dragon.
Yes, yes.
Hair of werewolf.
Yes, like a teeth from a newborn wolf or some crap.
Yeah,
like that's what I wanted, like a library of books. And he goes, "Who can it be?" And he's like, "Hum, it's Dracula." And he's like, "No," you know what I mean? Like I wanted some big thing like that, but we didn't get it with this type of character. So I gave him a 3. I thought he was good, but he's not a memorable character. He's kind of not. He reminds me he's part of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's what he reminded me of.
Yes,
but yeah.
I won't argue with you, and that's not a good thing in my opinion. But yeah, for some inexplicable reason, they decided to play Hugh Jackman, an Australian man with a American accent who lives in Europe and is not American. So I do not understand this choice, especially because literally every single other character in this movie has an accent except him. Make the dude, why is he not English? Why is he not English? He could do an English accent. I'm pretty sure he's Australian. It's like, I know they're not the same, but he could do an accent. If he could do an American, he could probably do a British. Plus, I've seen him do British in other movies.
Yeah.
Mistake number 1 with the character. Number 2, you're right. What version of this character is this? Because you're right. He is a scientist. Like in every other version of Van Helsing, he is like very smart. He is like scientific, but he is familiar with vampires. He's the one who
the myth.
Yeah, the mythology of them.
Yeah.
He knows the garlic and the holy water and the crosses and all that good stuff, right? And this dude, he's just an action guy. He's just an action guy. He has no backstory because he has no memory, which is sin number 1. If you want to develop a character that people could connect to, the worst thing you could do is make it where he has absolutely no backstory because he can't remember crap. You know what I mean? Like, it's horrible. Unless they were planning to do Van Helsing Origins Wolverine at some point or something like that and have him and show why he doesn't have memory. Yeah. So that's number 2. Number 3, one of the biggest problems I had, I think the idea is not horrible of having Van Helsing as this monster hunter character, essentially. I don't think it's a terrible idea because he's younger. He's not playing the old man Van Helsing. The problem where it's in this movie, where it really loses me is once he gets bit by the werewolf and then he has werewolf powers. And then it's ruined because he went from being a vulnerable human man who can very much be killed by any of these things to they're standing outside the castle. He picks them up and just starts jumping up like freaking Super Mario Brothers, jumping up this mountain. And then he's bending steel bars and then he becomes a superhero. And it's like, well, the stakes are low. The final fight with him and Dracula where Dracula keeps switching in and out of man and monster. And he dominates him so thoroughly, Van Helsing does, that it's like, this was, I gave him a 2. I think it's a horrible character. I think Hugh Jackman was a good casting because this was right in the middle of he had done X-Men 1 and 2. He hadn't done 3 yet. So he's not reached his peak fame yet. I like the casting. I like Hugh Jackman actually, but I wish they made him British. I wish he had a backstory, and I wish he didn't have those powers. It really ruins the character in my opinion. He's essentially a Men in Black mixed with James Bond. He has a Q guy who does all his gadgets. He's the Men in Black. They have all this thing. It's like, what? Steven Summers, what are you doing? All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to add to you that I agree with you in that. I think what took me away from this movie, rewatching it, and I think this is why I liked it the first time, was I liked the gadgets. I was like, oh, wow, this is actually pretty cool. But then when you subtract that out, you're like, well, wait a minute. Van Helsing is not like this... you're right. He's not a superhero, but Van Helsing is like this one man knowledge of these mythological creatures. This is why people pay him to go give seminars of these creatures.
Yeah.
He's a wacko, but he knows. The first 2 minutes of the movie, he's wanted for murder. Yeah. And I was like, what? What did he do? And then, I'm sorry. I mean, we're going to go forever, but I agree. I agree with you too, but I gave him a 3 because I think Hugh Jackman embodied the Van Helsing, if it was better.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Villain. Now, the main villain, of course, being Dracula, played by Richard Roxburgh, I think his name is. What did you think of Dracula here? He is the main villain. There's some, the brides, and they're henchman characters. He's the main villain.
Yeah, his name is Richard Roxburgh.
Okay.
Character. Dracula. Yeah, I gave him a 1. Yeah, I didn't like him. First of all, he does not look... Well, okay. Doesn't sound like Dracula. He didn't look like Dracula. He had his same hair at the same time, the same wig. He looked like he had a wig the whole time. Let's just be honest. I mean, I did not like his motivation, the way he talked irked me. Like, he had like some type of speech impediment or some shit, because I was just like, yo, dude, like, I mean, we've seen so far, I mean, in this podcast, this is the first Dracula in this film. Because we haven't tackled Dracula. I mean,
the
there's
only
no
other
action
Dracula
movie
we got was Blade Trinity.
Okay, yeah, and that was way off. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and he was built like a freaking like Arnold. Like, it made no damn sense. So with this one, they try to give you the suave looking, try to be good looking, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I did not. I think this is more storyline, but I didn't like how they, again, another big time character in the world of horror, Dracula and his brides. Had no scenes with his brides. Like, I mean, he did, but it was like he was pimping them out. He's like,
go do my bidding. Go fly around and eat some people.
Yeah. He was like, take these CGI babies and take them and eat people in the village. Like, that was so dumb. And I was like, and the part of with Dracula is like, he's mysterious. You know, when he gets angry, he turns into. But the CGI him with his mouth is so awful. It is so awful. Big. Yeah, it opens mad. I was like, when the hell did Dracula do that? Like, what the? Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like this variation of Dracula. If they would have did like the Christopher Lee Hammer films version of Dracula, where his eyes look bloodshot when he's turning, right? And then the teeth comes out and has some type of Transylvania freaking language. My man, nah, dude, he looked like a Fabio version of Fabio version of Dracula. I didn't like it. I gave him a 1. Stunk.
I'm glad you said all this, because I have said this since the last time I watched this movie to now. So the last 10 years, this is my least favorite screen version of Dracula in any movie that I've seen. I'm sure there's some low budget movie that costs $100 to make where someone plays Dracula and he's horrible. I'm sure it exists. Of all the big budget movies that I have seen that has a the Dracula in Blade Trinity was horrible, and this one is somehow worse. He's so over the top. He's so flamboyant, but like in a horrible way. I think the performance is terrible. I think he looks terrible. I agree with everything you said. He looks terrible. He sounds terrible. He acts terrible. There's a part where this crazy stuff happening, and this guy's like dancing with the air, and I'm like, what is this?
Yes.
What is this? Like, it's so stupid. He's not scary, okay? His big monster form is horrible. He's supposed to look like a bat demon, but the CGI in this movie is atrocious. So this is 2004. I get it. But there's movies that came out before this that have CGI that look way better than this. So
The Mummy.
the first Mummy movie has CGI that looks early, but looks better than this. Like, it's terrible. And this is the problem with Steven Sommers. He is obsessed with CGI to the point where, like, this movie, I'll wait. But he looks terrible. He acts terrible. I hate this version of Dracula. He's not scary. The brides, I hate them too. They fly around. They look ridiculous. They also look terrible. And they're like, they always stop to talk with them instead of just killing them. They stop and they're like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna get you. It's like, oh my God, just shut up. Either kill him, like Kate Beckinsale tells the girl at the end. Don't talk about it. Just kill me already. Like, what are you doing? So absolutely horrible. The werewolves, they don't talk. They just are monsters. They're whatever. But the CGI is so bad that I hate them too.
So horrible, yeah.
And then of course you got Igor, played by Benny from the Mummy movies. He's in all of Steven Sommers' movies. 1, an absolute. If we don't do zeros here, but if we did, this would get a 0. I absolutely hate this version of Dracula. He is terrible. Okay, action. Follow.
I hate to do this, bro. It's a whopping 1, bro. It's a 1. It is bad. It is bad. It is bad. Hey, man, dude, it's bad. I mean, it's Michael Jackson bad. I mean, it is bad. It is horrible to look at now. The CGI is god awful in this movie. It's so chaotic in certain scenes where, let's say for instance, when Kate Beckinsale, he walks into town and this creepy ass dude with the white hair is like, Who are you guys?
The guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, Riff Raff. Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah, Riff Raff comes out, right? And you're like, what is going on? And all of a sudden, vampires come out. And he's shooting this, like, machine gun arrows at them. And I'm like, okay, it is what it is, right? But then it's still chaotic. You have 20,000 people running behind him. No one's getting hit with arrows when he's shooting it straight. Kate Beckinsale didn't even get hit with an arrow. This dude is shooting that shit all over the place. And I was just like, oh, no, this is bad. 3 vampires he couldn't hit with a loaded 100-round arrow. I was like, this is crazy. That scene was god atrocious. It was god awful. The fight between Werewolf and Dracula, god awful. It was god awful. I mean, people say Alien versus Predator Requiem was so dark and you couldn't see that fight. I would prefer that fight over this fight any day of the week. Because at least I could know what the hell's going on. This one, I didn't know what the hell's going on. 1 minute, the moon goes away. He's back to Hugh Jackman. And then Dracula's all going, yeah, I'm going to beat your ass. And then all of a sudden, the moon comes back. And then he turns into a wolf in 2 seconds. Yeah. And then defeats Dracula by biting him in the neck. I was like, what? I got so mad, bro. I got so mad. I was like, if it was this damn easy, the other guy could have just bit the dude in the neck. Like,
true.
I don't know, man. It just, I felt like this whole movie was just chaotic of bad special effects. They did not know what action scene. They just threw action scenes to throw action scenes. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde got killed, which was so stupid. In the beginning of the movie. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? I thought it was the troll from Hansel and Gretel. You know what I'm talking about?
You didn't even know who the character was.
I didn't know who he was.
This big guy with a big head. What's going on?
Because in Hansel and Gretel, it was a big freaking troll smoking also. So I was like, damn. I'm like, okay, they did the cross universe.
I mean, that's like a historical story. They could have crossed it over. Yeah.
They could have, right? And I was like, damn. I was like, that's it kind of fits the flow. No, he was like, Dr. Jekyll, I'm taking you in. I said, what? I was like, he's Dr. Jekyll. It's the same crap. Oh, no, I can't talk about it because that's what the movie we review next week. They had the same stupid thing that this movie that annoyed me with Russell Crowe. Yeah, look, because I could go on and on. This is a one. It is horrible action.
Take it away. Everything you're saying is music to my ears right now because I've been trying to tell you since all the couple years I've known you. This movie is a pile of crap. It is absolutely horrible. The action in this movie, I'll give them one thing. I think there's some okay ideas early. I think the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde fight, it's a good idea. The problem is Mr. Hyde looks so stupid as this big CGI guy who jumps around and swings around. His head is so big. I hate it. It's just too big. And he eats a cigar and he gets his arm cut off. And then he dies. He dies while he's falling to the ground. Before he even hits the ground, he turns back into Dr. Jekyll and then dies. I'm like, what the heck? But it's a good idea, so I'll give him that. And that's all I'll give him because the action in this movie is horrible. I mean, you're right. You have the stage. So the scene that my friend said he was going to walk out of was the scene with the horses where they're running with the coach and there's the werewolf. And he leans over to us and he's like, if those horses jump over a broken bridge, I'm leaving. And sure enough, they jump over and he got up and left. So he's a man of his word. I'll now never forget that scene because that is the point that I know someone left the theater. And to the last fight. Well, first let me get to Kate Beckinsale. Kate Beckinsale, God bless her. She's a gorgeous woman. I think she's horrible in this movie. I think her accent is terrible. Her acting is terrible. Yeah. Her action scenes are terrible. And I love her in Underworld. I hate her in this. And there's
you wasn't a fan of her in The World.
Not all of them, but
yeah,
the first two. I like her in the first two, not the last two. But I liked her when she started. Okay, yeah. But this was right after Underworld 2. This was pretty early. Actually, this was before Underworld 2. I could say that for a fact because this was 2004. So anyway, there's a part where she's swinging on this cable, and the dude from 300, the little nerdy guy. He's gonna throw her this antidote. And this lady's swinging from the mountaintops. Like, she's like hundreds of thousands of feet in the air. He's swinging, and he goes, and he throws the little canister to her. She catches it, and he's like, yes. And then she keeps swinging. And then the vampire woman comes and knocks her. She falls 50 feet down a mountain, bangs into this metal thing, does all this stuff, doesn't get hurt. I mean, gets a little hurt, still kills the vampire. And at the end, this werewolf tackles her onto a couch. She dies. So you're telling me the force from a mountaintop fall down all this stuff, no problem. Twisted my ankle. But this werewolf slammed me onto this couch, dead. I can no longer live. I hate that. And as far as the last fight goes, I mean, we're talking about literally a fight of two brown blobs just fighting each other all over the screen. Am I wrong? They're both brownish gray blobs. They're CGI.
It looked like Carnage and Venom in that horrible sequel when they were fighting.
You're right, except worse because at least the CGI is better. But you're right. It's the same idea. Two CGI messes doing this. You have no idea what's happening. It looks terrible. It looks especially worse in 4K. I give this action a 1 as well. It is very bad. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, storyline.
1.
Oh, wow. What a shock.
Yeah, look, the storyline is not engaging. It is horrible. Van Helsing has amnesia. He doesn't know who he is.
And they never really explain it good.
They never explain nothing. Dracula's trying to explain it, but at that time you're already checked out and you're like, yo, dude, just get killed. Like, you're done with this.
Yeah.
I didn't like it as much. I totally agree. The whole Kate Beckinsale getting killed, I was like, what the hell just happened? One thing I would say, though, Kate Beckinsale could be a pretty good Black Widow as a replacement. Maybe she's too old now.
No. She's not that old looking, though. She still looks young.
Oh, so yeah, I think she could play.
So. I think so too. Like an adult, like a very more like 40s Black Widow. Yeah.
I think the multiverse, because you can't.
She got better at acting since this movie, so it might work.
Maybe.
Other
than that, man, this storyline is not good. Not good. I gave it a 1.
Well, okay. So what's the plot? If someone came to me and said, "Hey, Nate, what's that Van Helsing movie about?" I'll say, "Well, let me tell you. It's a story about apparently immortal guy who's been alive for 300 years and has no memory. He works for the church. You know, they like to do, I guess, the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church. He works for the church as like a man in black who goes around and kills evil monsters. And Dracula wants to have a bunch of babies. And Van Helsing's trying to stop him. That's it. That's the plot of this movie. That's it. Like, that is what this movie is about. And it takes 2 hours to tell this story. You get some subplot with Kate Beckinsale and her family vowing to kill the vampire. So, like, this family's like, we cannot go to heaven until these vampires die. But they all keep dying without killing him. It's one of the dumbest subplot. Like, the fact that the church is like, we gotta kill him because we gotta let that family get into heaven from wherever they are. They're just sitting in a lobby somewhere, and like in Beetlejuice, they're sitting in that little lobby with the
Purgatory,
ticket.
I think he said.
Yeah, sure. But I imagine it like Beetlejuice. They're sitting with the little number waiting, you know? Don't get me started on the end where he sees them all in the clouds and it looks like a 90s like rap album cover of like faces in the clouds, you know? Horrible.
That looked like Mufasa in the sky talking to Simba.
but worse than the cartoon. Worse than the 1994 cartoon. So yeah, horrible. Absolutely. It looks like an airbrush t-shirt that you get of like your family members in the sky.
In the beach boardwalk.
At the Jersey Shore. You can get this from your family members. So Kate Beckinsale and her dad and her brother, they're hanging out at the Jersey Shore and now they get to go to heaven. So there's that subplot. Other than that, there's no backstory again. Horrible Dracula. And he's obsessed with making babies, but they never really dig into why. Because he's like, I want to keep my race alive. But like, bro, everyone you bite turns into a vampire. So why don't you just bite a lot of people, turn them, and then they will turn more people? Like, why are you obsessed with making these ugly little flying white bats? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's a 1. It's a very terrible story. It's very thin. Like, you could have wrote this story on one sheet of paper and then just, you know, you just had to make up. They probably just said, Stephen Summers wrote this on a sheet of line paper, college ruled, of course. And then he said, now y'all just make up some lines when we get to these parts. And then we'll do CGI. Okay, I've got a feeling where this is going, but what is your overall?
It's a 1. It's bad. It's a bad movie. It's really bad. And I think what got me into that mindset starting to watch the film was the minute I saw my boy Frankenstein working with Dracula. And once he started to kill him, I said, I'm already checked out. Like, I'd never seen a movie where Dracula and Frankenstein are together and they work together and then he uses him for his work.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, he dies. And it's like, he dies. I needed his research.
Yeah. He knows how to create life. I need him to create my babies. Pretty much. Yeah. That's pretty much what he wants.
It was so stupid. It was just like, I killed the only man that could bring people to life. So I was like, then why the hell did you bit him? Like, I don't get it. Like, it was just so stupid. I didn't like that at all. Frankenstein, I thought looked cool. In the movie?
Monster?
Yeah, I thought the monster looked cool.
Yeah.
But sounded so weird. I don't know. He's like, Van Helsing!
I'm not evil. I'm nice.
I'm a human! Yeah, like,
I'm not an animal.
It's not the tuba. But
Pretty much.
yeah, like he yelled for everything. Like I was just like, why is this Frankenstein always yelling? He was cool. I liked him. He was fun. But yeah, I just can't back it, man. The soundtrack actually pretty cool. The music was pretty cool. I kind of liked it. It had a throwback of old school, not Universal Monster, but it had like an old school sounding.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked it. That was the better part in the whole movie, but it's a 1. It's not memorable. You're right. Kim Basinger dies. Horrible. Dracula, horrible. Van Helsing is the only shining light, but he was not good. But yeah, 1.
Okay, so let me give this movie some credit before I finish it off.
Really? You gonna give it credit?
Let me give
now?
it some credit. Yeah, there's 2 things in this movie that I like, legitimately. Number
Okay.
1, I love the set design of the little town. I think it's great when Van Helsing shows up in that little snow town. Because I'm a big fan of the classic monster movies. That's why I picked this as like a month to do. I'm like, let's mix it up. Let's do some, but action style. And I love that town that he goes into with the snow on it and the old houses. And I do love that. I love the windmill scene at the beginning because so Frankenstein's my favorite of the old classic monster movies. I do love the beginning in black and white. I love the logo switches to black and white, and then you get him working in the working in the tower, and it's almost kind of like a recreation of the original when he's like, it's alive,
the lavatory?
it's alive. Yeah. I like that scene legitimately. I hate it as soon as Dracula shows up. He ruins it. He's so bad in this movie that he ruins every scene he's in, because if he doesn't show up there, this is kind of a cool modern recreation of the Frankenstein monster scene in the classic movie. Now, when Dracula's not involved, I like it. I like the way the monster looks too. I think it's cool where he's got like electricity for brains instead of an actual brain. Like, it's neat. It's a cool difference. And then I like the windmill scene. I like the windmill burning down. Like, I think it looks cool. So, okay, the very first scene looks cool except when Dracula's in it, and I like some of the set design. That is it. Other than that, this movie is horrible. I have said it's horrible since I saw it when I was a teenager, and I keep trying to see whatever. I put this on Instagram that we were reviewing this, and mad people are coming to my comments talking about, I love this movie. This is a banger. I'm like, what? So I just started putting emoji faces. I didn't even respond because I was like, I can't do it. This movie's horrible. It is horrible on every level. It has a terrible script. It has terrible characters with no backstory. It has terrible action. It has god-awful CGI. It's not a good-looking 4K. Like, even if you want to talk about disc quality, like, it doesn't even look good. You know, like, it is bad in I cannot wait to get rid of it. I got it for this review, and it's already over there in the pile of take back to the bookstore to trade in. I'm not keeping it. I'm never going to watch this movie again. It is horrible. I give it a 1. It's one of my, there's not a lot of movies that I could say I hate. Right? There's a lot of movies that are like, I didn't like that, so I'm not going to watch it again. And there's movies that are like, that was stupid, but I literally hate this movie. I hate it because I know a lot of people who like it, and I don't know why. I can't figure it out. I think it is an abomination. So what's a 1? What's your total score for this film?
It's a 7.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's very low. I watched this while folding laundry because this is a type of movie that you could use it for. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm never going to watch it again. I enjoyed it as a watchable crap. It goes in that pile, but in the long time from now. Like, I got other
watchable diarrhea.
Yeah.
It's not even
for
a
me,
crap.
it takes a while for me to go, oh yeah, I want to put that on. But I'll keep it in my collection. Yeah. But it's gonna be a very long time I put this movie on. I'll tell you that. It's a very bad movie. Very bad.
I gave it a 6. And the only reason is I was wanting to be nice to Hugh Jackman. He tried. But I could have gave him a 1 too, but I didn't. I will never watch this movie again. I've seen it 3 times now. I can't imagine a scenario where I want to sit down and put myself through this again. I hate this movie. I think it's terrible. And that's why I put it on, because I'm willing to give a movie a chance for this podcast. Hey, maybe with our scoring system, I'll notice something I didn't notice. And even 10 years later, I'm like, nope, I remember. I hate this movie. It's terrible. So a 6 for me, a 7 for you. Pretty low. So I guess you don't love this movie anymore. I remember you being like, that's my joint. I don't think it's your joint anymore, honestly.
It's not that. It's like I don't like it as, but like, again, this when we do our scoring, it totally destroys what you liked and whatnot. I don't mind it for what it is. It's not a good movie at all. It's really bad. Like, you even have the monk asking a girl to have sex with him because she saved her.
Well, he's a friar.
He's a friar. Yeah, well, anyway, but
like
still, it was just like,
friar.
really? Like, I was just like, this is the type of movie we're getting into now. Like, it was just like, to me, it was just too much. I didn't like it much. And then they had like that portal that went through the wall with the map.
Oh, and it's like ice.
Yeah,
They go
I
like,
said okay.
they freeze and then they can teleport.
I couldn't. He's like, how did you get here?
The guy's like, I saw a picture, and the picture started moving. A werewolf can kill Dracula. I'm like, oh, how convenient. This picture just showed you the key to victory. I hate stuff like that. I hate it. It just reminded me of something I hate even more.
Yeah, after he banged the chick.
Yeah, of course. Like, I just banged and then I got a vision of this picture moving right after I banged. And now I know how to kill. This girl gave me the power, the boner power. And now I know how to kill Dracula. You got to be a wolf. And then we got to get the antidote out of the magical liquid that burns but is ice. Don't get me started. I don't want to talk about it anymore. All right, let's talk about what's coming up. So next week, we will be wrapping up our James Bond, Sean Connery films with Diamonds Are Forever. And then I will announce our new series next week, but that's going to be our last one there. And then another one that I saw this at the theater and I have not seen it since. So we're going to be doing a little The Mummy starring Tom Cruise, though. We already did the Mummy franchise. So we did the Mummy, we did Chocolate Mummy with the dragon one with Jet Li, we did
Chocolate
Mummy
covered Jet Li.
Yeah, we did Scorpion King, and now we're going to do the reboot starring Tom Cruise and Annabelle Wallis and Jake Johnson. So I haven't seen that since the theater. Let's see how this goes.
I remember from that movie.
Yeah.
That joint was mad action. That joint was mad action.
What I remember most is that trailer that they did with no sound, without the special effects, and you just hear Tom going, ah, ah, ah. It's the funniest video I ever seen. So we're going to be doing The Mummy with sound, though. And so that's going to be our next two movies for next week.
All right, guys, there you have it. If you guys want to follow us on our social media accounts, please follow Nate over on Instagram at Netflix Reviews. Check out the podcast with him and his friends called Netflix Movie Reviews. Anything action movie, guys, head over to www.geeksandflix.com for the entire lot of archives of the Action Movie Guys podcast there, whether it's audio, video, is still getting pumped out. I'm trying to work that as fast as I can, try to get those videos out. But you got everything there from our reviews, whether they're video, whether it's Nate's out of the theater reviews you have now on the website. His boutique labels, I am still going to add on to it. But we have my unboxing videos where they're statues. And I'm starting to add the 4K physical media unboxing videos, which I got to throw onto the website too. Merch store is coming soon. But other than that, guys, he is your host,
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
I'm his co-host, Alex Figueroa. Be awesome to each other and geek out.